Miss Seneca, it is all ready for you. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Miss Gabby. Thank you for inviting me to be here. I'm super excited because I have known Gabby for a long time, and we have encouraged each other on our journeys with our books. It's really good to have an accountability partner and somebody that you can call and just talk to. And so I'm super excited for that. So I did see in the Zoom that a couple people had the first edition of Aliyah's Missing Teddy Bear, and I'm super duper excited because, and it's fitting, School Counselor Week with Gabby here, Black History Month, for me to introduce the revised edition of Aliyah's Missing Teddy Bear. And so we all know that we do something and we start. And I was incredibly thankful for the support that was given for the first book, but I was able to revise it and to have all new illustrations and things. So I'm super excited to share it with you so that you will have it. The story is not completely different. There are a few differences, but you'll be able to follow along just fine if you have the old one. So this is our new Miss Aliyah's Missing Teddy Bear. And I'm super excited. So we're all this is new. So I'm trying to hold it up so you can see it and make sure that you have it. But along with this book, there's also an activity book because, again, we're school counselors. So we always like to make sure we're helping people process their emotions and doing temperature checks. And then there's also a coloring book. So it all kind of follows along. So we'll go ahead and get started then. So I won't hold you. So the dedication, I always like to start here because this book is dedicated to my beautiful baby girl and guardian angel, Aliyah Danielle Bing, who we lost at the tender age of 10 months. We will forever love and miss you. And so I always wanted to start here because we always want to honor Aliyah and make sure that we are remembering her. And this book helps young people to process their emotions when they learn something that when they lose something that they love very much. And then I always like to thank my family and friends who were absolutely there with us during that time. So now we're going to meet Aliyah. Meet Aliyah, an awesome 5-year-old with a story to share. Follow along as Aliyah tells us about losing her favorite teddy bear. Listen closely for the different emotions that Aliyah shows in the book. And so when you hear mad or sad, you'll also see that the emotions words are a different color. So that shows you that that is an emotion word. So what do you think? Will Aliyah find her favorite teddy bear? So that's our first question. What do you think? Aliyah, it's 7:55 and time to clean up, clean up. It's time to clean up, I heard my mom singing. Okay, Mom, here I come, I said as I gathered my things to get ready for bath time. I could hear the bath water running and feel the bubbles in warm water already. I love bath time. I picked up my blanket, toys, and of course, I have to get Barry, my favorite teddy bear. That's funny. Barry is not here. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Barry all evening. Oh no, where is Barry? I can't possibly go to sleep without her, I thought. So you see Aliyah, she is looking for Barry. All I could think about was Barry. Where is she? Suddenly I burst into tears. Aliyah, honey, what's the matter? Mom asked. I could not say anything. All that I could do was cry and think about Barry. I was so sad that I had lost my friend. My mom knew just what to do. She helped me to dry off and put on my pajamas, and then she went to the kitchen to make my favorite. What do you think the favorite is? Hot chocolate and marshmallows. My mom knows that I love hot chocolate and marshmallows. This is our favorite snack before bed. Now, my love, can you tell me why you were so upset while having your bath? Mom asked. As I sniffed again and tears started to well in my eyes, I can't find Barry. I had her when we went to Mama's house and in the car and at the park. As I spoke, a memory jumped in my mind. I remember my big brother was rushing me when we were leaving the park. He was ready for lunch and swimming at Mama's house. See Aliyah talking to her mom. Just like that, I knew exactly who to blame. It was my brother's fault. If he had not rushed me, I would still have Barry. At this point, I was not sad anymore. I was fiery mad. I rushed to finish my hot chocolate so that I could go to yell at him for making me leave Barry at the park. I was stomping to his room, huffing and puffing. As I turned the corner to his room, I ran into my dad in the hallway. Now, little lady, where are you going in such a huff? Dad asked. I'm going to tell Carlos how mad I am because he rushed me when we were leaving the park and he made me forget Barry. My cheeks were burning and I was shaking. Now, Aliyah, do you feel that blaming your brother will be the best way to handle this situation? Besides, he's at a friend's house tonight anyway. At a friend's house, I thought. I wanted to give him a piece of my mind right then. Come on, Dad said, interrupting my thoughts. Let's go talk this over with Mom. I'm sure that the three of us will come up with a plan to help you find Barry. Okay, I said hesitantly, because I was mad at my brother. Dad and I walked to the family room where Mom was reading a book. Hey, you two, what are you up to? Mom asked as she looked up from her book. Well, Dad started. I ran into Aliyah, who was headed to her brother's room. She was planning to yell at him because she feels that he is responsible for her leaving Barry at the park. Did I explain that okay, Aliyah? Yes, I started. I remember him rushing me when we were leaving the park. It's all his fault. I was now convinced that my brother was the reason that I had left Barry. Okay, Aliyah, let's walk back through our day, Mom said. Our day began at the park where you had a good time on the slides in the swing. We left the park and went to visit your mama and papa for lunch and swimming. Dad began. I remember that you fell asleep at mama and papa's house and were too tired to walk to the car. I picked you up, put you in the car, and we came home. So, what if you left Barry at mama and papa's house and not at the park? Aliyah jumped up, heading towards the phone on the table. I know, let's call mama to see if we left Barry at her house. Aliyah, it's time for bed now, but we can call mama first thing in the morning, Mom reassured me. I didn't sleep very well that night. All I could think about was Barry. Where is she? I kept thinking. Soon my eyes started to get heavy and I drifted off to sleep. My dreams that night were all about my friend, Barry. I could see my big smile and feel the warm hug when my parents first gave me Barry. I could feel how safe I was when we left home. When I left home with Barry, she went everywhere with me. I smiled in my dreams as Barry and I sat in our favorite chair and watched my favorite movies. Such wonderful memories. First thing the next morning, I jumped up ready to call Mama to see if Barry was there. Mom, Dad, let's call Mama, I said, handing them the phone. Mom called and, well, Barry was not there after all. We got dressed and went to the park and the swimming pool. No, Barry. How could this be? I just knew that she would be in one of those places. Now I was lost and didn't know what to do. How could I go on without my dear friend? I was so sad. When my brother came home, I calmly told him about Barry. Even though I was sad, I remember how my parents helped me to come up with ideas on how to handle this situation. My brother also helped me to remember that I did have Barry when we left the park, at lunch, and even at the pool. Boy, was I glad that I did not yell at my big brother. He always helps me. He is a really good big brother. A few more days passed, and I was starting to accept that Barry was gone forever. It was not easy to accept my new normal without Barry, but as each day passed, my family helped to make me feel better. Thank you, Barry, for all the great days that we had together. I will always love and miss you. P.S. When I look up in the sky, I know that you are one of the stars shining bright. The end. And so thank you for listening to the story. At the end, I also have asked our young readers to give the ending to the story. And so the questions for them to fill in and use their imagination is, what would you do if you were Aliyah? How would you handle losing your favorite toy? How can you help a friend or family member who has lost something very special? And then special for you, I want to just read Aliyah's positive perspective principle.